the Chicago Bears make a move at the trade deadline? That is the question. What is going on, y'all? FaizSportsTalk back at it with another video talking some NFL here to talk about the Bears, of course. So if you're new to the channel and you're a Bears fan and you are not subscribed, I really don't know why, but you should be. So go ahead. I'm going to give you a chance to subscribe to the channel because I do need your guys' support, and the best way to do so is to go ahead, hit that big red subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell notifications because I do post pretty much every day, and you're not going to want to miss out. And make sure to go ahead and follow me, guys, on my social media if you're not already. Links down below on the screen as always. So finally getting around to this video, which was very much requested. And I was going to get to it anyways, guys, but you know what? I love when you guys reach out and you know, just tell me, Faiz, I need you to talk about this. Let's get to it. We're talking about the trade deadline, which is right around the corner, okay? So let's talk about if the Bears will make a move at the trade deadline. If they will, what will it be for? Who will it be for? Let's talk about all that right now. So the trade deadline is on November 3rd, and we've already seen a number of trades happen. We've seen Yannick Ngakoue get dealt, Everson Griffin to the Lions, Carlos Dunlap. Like, we've seen trades happen now, and it's starting to pick up steam, all right? So now we need to see what the Bears will do. And here's the thing. Let's start with, what do the Bears need to trade for? And I don't want to hear anything unless it has to do with the offensive line, okay? I've seen reports out there about the Bears trading for a receiver, D-line, etc., cornerback, but none of those are even close to the need we have on the offensive line. The offensive line right now is garbage, and we need to fix it. Now, before I get into potential options here, let me say this. There is not one person out there that we go get that's going to make everything better. Like, it's not going to be, oh, we get this guy and everything's fixed and we're good to go. The offensive line is elite now. No, that's not going to happen. All right. And a lot of you guys were pointing to that person being Quentin Spain, but he is going to the Bengals. And by the way, I think he's going to sign with them. But that's not going to happen. All right. So there's nobody out there, even if you thought it was Quentin Spain, which again, it's not going to happen now because he's signing with the Bengals. So I want you guys to understand that there is not a fix for all out there type of player. Can we improve the team and get better? Sure we can. But just keep that in mind, okay? And like I mentioned, as far as the other positions, I don't give a damn about trading for a receiver, a cornerback, D-line, okay, maybe, because we do need to stop the run, and that's been a weakness for our team defense, but not even still close to the offensive line. Folks, the offense right now is literally the worst in the league if the league did not include the New York Jets. Like, that's how bad our offense is, and we're lucky the Jets are in the lead because the Jets are the only team where their offense is worse, okay? And I'm not exaggerating here because I'm telling you, what does our offense do well? Like, let me just ask you this. What does our offense do well? We don't run the football well, right? We don't throw deep very well. We don't use the intermediate range in the field very well. We don't use anything on offense or any player on offense very well besides maybe Allen Robinson. We don't do anything on offense very well, okay? So that is a huge problem because we don't have an identity offensively, and our offense is a mess. And you might be like, okay, Faiz, if our offense is so bad, how do we have 5 wins? Well, I've told you this before, okay? It shouldn't be hard to figure out. You can win in this league with an elite defense and a very bad offense, just like you can win in this league with a very good offense and a very bad defense. Seattle Seahawks are doing just that. They're in shootouts every single week. Russell Wilson has to carry them, and he has so far. The one time he couldn't, they lost against the Arizona Cardinals, okay? So the same thing here. Our defense has been carrying us. That's how bad the offense is. So I say all that to say this. It's the offensive line. That's the only position worth trading for before the trade deadline. As far as who's out there, I have a couple names here that I wrote down. I want to run them by you guys. But hear me out again. These are not fixed for alls. Like, again, this will definitely help, but you also have to understand this year with COVID, I believe anybody who comes via trade has to go through the COVID protocol, and it's going to be like a certain number of days before they're even available. And I don't think, like, if we would trade for somebody right now, they wouldn't be ready this week. It would have to be like the next week or the week after. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, is that they won't be able to help right away. It might be a week or two. So a couple of guys out there. Andrew Norwell from the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think he's an option. And keep in mind, the teams I'm listing out here are teams that should be sellers at the deadline, right? The Jaguars are awful. They really aren't doing much this year or anything. They're probably looking forward to the future in the draft, so they might be selling. So Andrew Norwell, he's an option on the Jaguars. Alex Mack on the Falcons, he's an option. The Falcons are not going to make the playoffs. They should be sellers at the trade deadline. Another guy on the Falcons offensive line, James Carpenter, okay? And I realize some of these guys might be a little older, but that shouldn't matter for us. We just need players who are good on the offensive line. That's it, okay? Ode Abuche from the Lions, the Detroit Lions. I get it, in division, it's tough to trade with a division rival, but again, folks, I don't care. I just want to get better, and I want to upgrade the position, so I'll trade with anybody, right? Billy Price from the Bengals, all right? I know they just signed Quentin Spain, so maybe they're willing to trade Billy Price. Sineo Calamete from the Texans, right? They obviously don't have a GM right now. I don't think so. Maybe we can take advantage of that. So again, there's options out there. I've listed a few offensive linemen that we could go after. And again, I know they're not, the exact position or whatnot. We can move them around here and there, because here's the thing, right? Again, it's not just one position on the offensive line. The offensive line as a whole has been garbage. Okay? So now comes the question of, do I believe that the Bears will make a trade at the trade deadline? And I'm trying to be as optimistic and realistic as possible, but it's just not coming to me. I don't think they will. I just don't think they will. I hope I'm wrong here, because we need offensive line help really bad, but it just feels like the Bears are in this weird spot right now. So hear me out. I think the Bears are in the spot where maybe they didn't expect to be 5-2, right? And so they weren't expecting to have this good of a record. But now, if they lose their next two games, which could very well happen against the Saints and the Titans, now you're looking at a 5-4 record, and maybe, you were not really the team that you thought you were, making a big playoff push. Now, I'm saying that could still happen. You get to 10 wins we have very easy games at the back end of our schedule. But point being is, I believe the Bears front office and management is stuck in this limbo here, where they're thinking, man, do we really feel like we have a Super Bowl team or not? Should we do this? Should we not? Are we going to look forward to the future? Are we not? Like, there's all these questions, right? We don't know. We have a Super Bowl winning defense, but we don't have a Super Bowl offense. So I believe those questions are going to be asked by the front office. But generally, man, the Bears front office, they're not aggressive. Ryan Pace usually isn't as aggressive around the trade deadline. I know he's aggressive in the draft, right? People are going to bring him with the fact that he was aggressive enough to trade up for Mitchell Trubisky. So why not be aggressive now? Well, again, I hope I'm wrong. But, yeah, because if it was to happen, I think they would have done it by now. And they haven't. They haven't. We haven't made any moves. So, again, offensive line is the only thing I care about at this point. I don't care about another corner, another receiver. We're fine. We're fine at those positions. We'll survive. Okay? D-line would be my next option, but it's offensive line. So ultimately, that's what I would hope happens. As far as, do I think it'll happen at the trade deadline? I don't. I just feel like the Bears think they can fix this internally. They had a chance to upgrade the offensive line in the offseason, folks, and they didn't choose to do it. They didn't choose to add talent. They instead brought in Juan Castillo and thought he could fix everything. Like, just wave your magic wand, Juan Castillo, and just fix everything. And lo and behold, we saw what happened there. So that's just what I think, folks. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree. As always, thanks for watching.